All right, let's talk about geography. But probably not the way you remember it from school. We're not talking about memorizing endless lists of capitals. We're diving into something called Montessori geography, which is all about feeling a real deep connection to our planet. So think about it for a second. How do you actually teach a kid about the world? I don't just mean the names and places on a map. I mean, how do you give them the feeling of it, that tangible sense of connection? Well, that's the exact question the Montessori approach sets out to answer. And the answer? Well, it starts with something so simple but so profound. Before we even get to borders or labels or any of that, we start with this one core idea. We all share one Earth. And that single thought, it's the bedrock for everything else that follows. See, for Maria Montessori, geography wasn't just another box to check off in the curriculum. No way. She saw it as a child's very first introduction to the grand, interconnected story of life on Earth. It's so much bigger than just maps. And when you look at the goals here, you really see how different this is from traditional learning. We're not just cramming for a test. It's about helping a child see the Earth as a shared home for all of us. To get at the very basics, the land, the water, the air, are what sustain everyone. The whole point is to appreciate the incredible diversity of cultures and nature and to build not just knowledge, but a deep, real respect for our planet. So you might be asking, okay, that sounds great, but how do you actually do it? And this is where it gets really fascinating. It's all about making the world something a child can physically get their hands on. The learning literally starts with touch. This is the core principle. I mean, you can't just tell a 3-year-old about continents and oceans. Those are massive, abstract concepts. So instead, you make them physical. You give the child something they can actually hold and touch and explore for themselves. And this right here, this is often the very first step. A child might even close their eyes and just run their hands over this globe. They feel that rough texture of the sandpaper, and they learn the word land. Then they feel the sleek, smooth paint and learn water. It's so simple, right? But that single sensory experience is the foundation for everything that comes next. After they've got that feel for land and water, the child moves onto this globe. Here, those big land masses they felt are now visually distinct. Each continent has its own color, which helps the child start to see them as unique, separate parts of the whole world. Then comes the really fun part, the puzzle maps. A child can physically pick up South America, trace the shape of Africa with their finger, and place Europe right back into the puzzle. They are literally building their understanding of the world piece by piece. They start with the continents, and later on they'll do the same with the countries inside them. So how does all this hands-on learning build into something deeper than just knowing shapes on a map? Well, it creates this incredible journey of understanding right inside the child's mind. The progression is just remarkable to watch. It begins with a purely sensory connection around age 3. A couple years later, that feeling has turned into knowledge. They can name what they see and touch. But then, around age 7, something incredible happens. All those pieces connect, and the child has this profound realization. Wait, we all live on the same Earth. And that's really the magic of this whole approach. The physical, concrete learning actually transforms into a deep, abstract understanding. Suddenly, the maps aren't just lines and colors anymore. They represent a world that's full of life, culture, and connection. This brings us to the ultimate purpose of Montessori geography. You see, it's not just about learning about the world, it's about finding your place within it. So the key lessons here, honestly, they're not just for Montessori. They're universal teaching principles. You start with the senses before you get to the abstract stuff. You move from the whole, the entire globe, down to its parts, like the countries. You connect these places to real life and culture, with stories, not just dry facts. And you use real, vivid images to make it all come alive. The whole thing is designed to protect a child's natural wonder and inspire awe instead of just demanding memorization. Because in the end, that's what it all comes down to. The entire process, from that first touch of the sandpaper globe all the way to studying different cultures, is designed to cultivate this one powerful feeling, a sense of connection, of responsibility, and of truly belonging to our shared home. It's a pretty powerful thought to end on, isn't it? What might change if our first introduction to the world wasn't about borders and divisions, but about the absolute wonder of being part of a single, interconnected planet?